UFC 260. Sugar Shawn O'Malley beats Thomas Almeida in the third round with about a minute and change left to go. O'Malley looked really good during this fight. There was some talk around his ankles being weak and being shot after his previous loss to Chito Vera, where either stepping wrong or getting leg kicked a bunch fucked with his ankle, and his leg was just like unusable apparently during that fight. Then he got swarmed. This was his first fight back from that, and he looked great. Dancing around, dominating, being flashy, very visually appealing fight from that perspective. He was outstriking Almeida. Going into the third, he was clearly up 2 rounds. I think some cards had the first round as a 10-8 round from striking, which I'm no expert, but I believe that's rare. You normally see like a 10-8 round when somebody just gets like taken down and ground and pounded for like the full round or you know, more than half the round, etc. Or like really convincing things happen, like almost knocked out and stuff like that, which wasn't the case in the first round. He was just like straight striking and dancing around type of thing. And actually, I take that back because I was thinking it was the second round, but I think it was the first round where O'Malley head kicked Almeida and knocked him down, and he did his usual like walk off knockout type of thing, which I like, by the way, on 2 fronts. One, it just looks badass, like that cocky, like one hit and then just walk off like, yeah, that guy's knocked out before the ref even stops it. But also from the perspective of the guy that does get knocked out, who sometimes we see, you know, taking extra damage that could be avoided, like 2 or 3 extra hits after them being knocked out before the ref is able to like jump in and stop the fight. So from that perspective, it's kind of better for them as well, in my opinion. I know refs don't like it because they're like, yo, I stopped the fight, not you. But still. Anyway, so O'Malley gets this head kick and starts to do a walk-off, but the ref doesn't stop it, and Almeida kind of sort of like comes to, continues the fight, which is just like a testament to how tough he is. But then after that, O'Malley, you know, continues dominating, and in the third round, with a minute and change left, Almeida was coming in, and O'Malley was able to rock him, I think it was with the right, to the point that he was able to like literally like mush him, to like push him down to the ground. And Almeida like rolled back onto his back, and O'Malley sort of kind of just like walked up towards him and like threw like one precise right onto him and like knocked him out, and the ref stopped it. It was a dope fight. Definitely looking forward to Sugar Shawn O'Malley's next fight. Tyron Woodley versus Vicente Luque. Tyron Woodley versus Vicente Luque. Tyron lost in the first round, towards the latter part of the first round, via submission. I'm a Woodley fan, always have been, and it sucks to see him lose, especially this is his 3rd, maybe even 4th loss. I think 3rd loss in a row, but maybe even 4th, since losing the title to Usman. And he came in hot during this fight, just throwing haymakers. And what's crazy is that he cracked Luque a couple times hard. But Luque is obviously no slouch. And during one of their stand-up exchanges, Luque was able to like crack him back with a right, I believe. I always say right, probably because I'm a righty. No, I don't remember exactly if it was a right or a left, but he cracked him and stunned Woodley to the point that he like backpedaled to the cage, and Luque was able to swarm him, take him down, and caught Woodley in a very tight Darce choke, and Woodley tapped again towards the end of the very first round, which definitely sucked to see, but Luque seems like a very promising title contender within that welterweight division. It was a really impressive win, and it actually got fight of the night bonus. And I forgot to say before, the Sugar Shawn O'Malley and Thomas Almeida fight got performance of the night, or O'Malley did rather. But the fight of the night was awarded to this Tyron Woodley and Vincent Luque fight. And Dana even mentioned it in post-fight press conferences that it was like Woodley's. Dana said 4th loss in a row. I think it's 3rd though. And mentioned that Woodley's 39 years old and it may be time for him to hang it up. But Dana has always had like this ongoing like feud beef with Woodley. They've had like back and forth, so we'll see what happens with that. Now on to the main event of the evening, which also got a fight of the night bonus, which for those of you who don't know, that means each fighter gets an extra $50,000. for putting on a dope performance. For the heavyweight championship, Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't heard Rogan's podcast with Francis, definitely check it out. What that dude went through migrating from Cameroon and the multiple attempts and the poverty that it came from like to the point that like he used to walk like miles barefoot to school, and his family didn't have a pen or paper for him to go to school. Like crazy shit. But he was able to like escape that poverty and migrate through like rafts and like canoes and like hiding in the water and getting to like different countries, and eventually, and he got caught multiple times and sent back, and then eventually made it to like France, I believe it was. And it's nuts. It's a crazy story. You guys should check it out. But yeah, this is their second fight. Stipe in the first fight was able to stop Francis, surprising to most, because Francis has like the most amazing one-punch knockout power that I think we've ever seen. But Stipe obviously has the experience, was able to endure a couple of Francis's punches, take him to the ground, out-wrestle him, and just keep him on the ground with his skill. Stipe's obviously no slouch. Most decorated heavyweight in UFC history. Has defended the heavyweight championship more times than any other heavyweight has been able to. He's also a firefighter back in Cleveland, which he still is, like while being an active UFC heavyweight champion. This guy's like fucking Mother Teresa in the body of a fucking killer UFC fighter. So Ngannou noticeably caught Stipe a couple times at a couple strikes in the first round. And Stipe tried to take him down. And Francis showed surprising and perfect takedown defense. And Stipe was not able to take him down, as he did during the first fight when he took him down, out-wrestled him, etc. They continued to exchange back and forth. Then in the second round, it was more of that. And Stipe seemed to stun Ngannou, standing up, striking. It looked like to me, when Stipe went in, like for the kill kind of, when he noticed, oh, I heard him, let me swarm and see if I can stop him and end this fight. Ngannou was able to, while he was like backtracking a little bit, and Stipe was coming in, Ngannou was able to throw one of his massive power punches and just stop Stipe in his tracks. And then from there, he regained his composure. Stipe was out of it. Ngannou swarmed, caught him a couple more times, and just knocked him out. And he even at the end, again, testament to what I was saying earlier, in the heat of battle type of thing, and until the ref stops you, and the ref always says, don't stop until I stop you, don't stop the fight until I stop you. Francis kept going, but Stipe was like out, knocked down, and Francis did a like Dan Hendo style hammer fist on Stipe after he was knocked down on the ground, before Herb Dean was able to like reach them and stop the fight. But hats off to those two guys. Hell of a fight. We got a new heavyweight champion in Francis Ngannou. We got 3 champions in the UFC representing Africa now, and Francis Ngannou, Kamaru Usman, and Israel Stylebender Adesanya. Hats off to all those guys. And that is UFC 260.